Welcome back to welcome back to Monday's edition of the Morning right here on Delta Television. It's time now for us to bring you different newspapers and the headlines on them. We have the Vanguard, the Punch, Daily Sun, the Guardian, Leadership, and Daily Trust newspapers. And joining me in analyzing the different headlines is Ejime Udweme. Good morning. It's good to have you.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, so let's quickly start with the Vanguard newspaper. The major headline here says, as bank profits rebound to 2.5 trillion naira, manufacturers shun bank loans over high interest rates. And we have a couple of riders. It says, loan book size drops 20.4%. Finance cost declines 52.8%. Sectors delinking from real economy, worrisome trend, Muda Yusuf. Banks' income may fall below expectations. It's a statement credited to Adorin. This is fragile recovery. A statement coming from Ekbumade. Convention controversies. How Turaki emerged as PDP national chairman. Sonwo-Olu's aid force move to divert focus from Apapa Tin Can Island ports. Negotiation role. I led 600 bandits to surrender. A statement credited to Sheikh Gumi. So what are the 600 bandits doing now? Federal government targets 160 billion naira from wheat production, while North remains backward despite vast talent. This is a statement coming from the Kaduna State Governor, Sani. And to the top strip of the Vanguard newspaper, economy, why Nigerian youths in diaspora are returning home. To know why, get yourself a copy and turn to page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper. Tinubu to appoint ambassadors soon. A statement coming from the presidency, soon. After 2 years in office. Electricity workers threaten nationwide shutdown. And lastly, from the Vanguard newspaper, UK to allow Nigerians other foreign students switch to innovator founder visa. UK to allow Nigerians other foreign students switch to innovator founder visa. All right, so let's consider this story from the convention of the PDP. Convention of controversies, that's how it's captured here in Vanguard. How Turaki emerged as PDP national chairman. So, what do you think about what's happening in the PDP? Now, first of all, I think it's a major achievement that finally they've held their national convention. But now the question is, did it fall short of expectation, or it happened as expected? Because now even the suspended national secretary, Samuel Ayang, was saying that everything that convention was illegal. And we've also seen the suspension of Wiki and other Ayo Fayoshe and other persons for anti-party actions.
Okay, you know you can build nothing on anything that has no solid foundation. PDP in its reigning days was seen as the largest political party in Africa. And there was a time that the leadership of the party bragged that they were going to be in office for over 60 years. But how are the mighty fallen? Prior to 2023 presidential primaries that threw up Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate at the Eagle Square, Abuja, we saw all that transpired. The SY governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, who has always been the one cutting the shots in the party, so to speak, when he lost at that primaries, he was very bold, he was firm, he was assertive, and he was convinced that he was going to bring the party down. And I thought that at that particular point in time, when a lot of committees came on board to see how they could broker peace, and he refused to embrace all of that moves. Nobody invoked the full weight of the PDP law on him. It is still on record that he's the only person fraternizing with more than one political party in Nigeria, romancing with the APC, and currently is the Minister of FCT. And before the I'm giving you a background information about all that happened. Before the presidential election of 2023, he had the 5G governors who were out moving from one place to the other, campaigning against the candidate of the party, and nobody did anything about that. The election came, APC head sway, and Mr. President, who is the current president, came on board, sworn in, he resumed, and he appointed Wike. For more than 6 months, it has been from one court injunction to the other. They moved from one state to the other. Right now, they have lost so many governors who came into office, either in their first or second tenures, through the platform of the PDP, and they are now in APC and other political party. As we speak now, even for them to really organize the convention, it was a tug of war. And at the end of it all, the convention had all the decisions taken where some persons were suspended, including Mr. Nyesom Wike, the current minister of the FCT. As soon as it was made public, Wike also went to the press to say what they did there was just a mere disco party. That was the adjective he used. Some persons were suspended, including himself. And the chairman of the convention committee was also in the media to say I was not part of that decision. That is to tell you that PDP that has been in intensive care unit has not left there. They are still there. Most when you know that before the end of this 2025, before we veer into 2026 and the election year, which is 2027, I don't think PDP will be able to parade itself as having one governor that is on board. Everybody is now jumping ship, moving from PDP into other political parties. It's not a good omen for the PDP. What the PDP needs to do now, if it wants to become a formidable opposition party, is to put its house in order. How do you put your house in order? Especially when the foundation of the party is already shaking, part of the building is already collapsing, and so many things are happening. There is urgent need for the few persons who are still there to go back to the drawing board and see how they can woo some persons to come. If it is to rework their constitution, I think they should do so. Because from all of these that have transpired in the last years, in the last months, and all the days we have seen, no person has been punished for breaching the law governing the party. Because for a party to stand firm, you must work in consonance with the constitution, the bylaws, and everything that brought the party into being. We know that when PDP was on top, there was a time, once you err, they suspend you. If you suspend somebody now, the person will even jump up and say, thank you, you have released me at last. And they have a waiting hand, which is the APC, ADC, Labour Party, and so many others. So for PDP to really wake up and remain a formidable opposition party, what transpired at that convention should be looked into, because they will lose more persons, judging from what has transpired so far. So there is need for them to revisit the convention, look at all the pending court cases across different states, because the battle has now left Abuja and it has now gone to so many states. Day in, day out, we keep hearing that a governor leaves, as well as members of the House of Assembly. As if that is not enough, you also hear that senators in those states, House of Reps members, they are already defecting, they are moving from PDP. It's not the best time for PDP to witness all of this that is happening. You know that 2027 is around the corner. I hope and pray that if all of this is not addressed now, you will be shocked to hear that tomorrow PDP will not be able to present one candidate for such election. We know all that transpired in Anambra. PDP would have been able to do one or two things and to say, okay, let's be part of the people who will jostle for this power. But here we are. There is nothing that PDP is bringing to the table now. If we want to marry it with what happened at the convention, what is happening to PDP in the 36 states of the country, including Abuja, So the center is no longer holding. There is need for them to come to a round table dialogue and see how they can revive the ailing soul of the PDP.
Fingers crossed we keep watching to see if the PDP actually can be revived, because by next year to be here for
the campaign, feeding of candidates and so many other things.
So they don't really have all the time. Moving on to the Punch newspaper, the lead here says, alleged Christian genocide. U.S. Congress begins full-scale probe into Nigeria's killings. I will have the rider, Nigerian church leaders to testify at Congress Thursday. Tinubu peace emissary meets Plateau Christian, Fulani leaders. Federal workers demand 35,000 naira wage award arrears. Obaseki failed Edo, Oshomole replies PDP. And the photo speak here has a caption underneath. Immigration, IOM deepen partnership on border control. I think we really need this. And still more headlines from the Punch newspaper. Federal government scholars abroad stage protest over unpaid allowances. Lagos driver flees with employer's car 4 days after resumption. Interesting. DR Congo and Nigeria's 2026 World Cup dream. That's a sad one for all football lovers.
No, it's not a sad one. It's not a sad one. It boils down to preparation. I watched the match from the blast of the whistle to the penalty.
What do you mean it's a sad one? Your country will not be in at the next one.
No, it's not a sad one. When you watch that game, the only time we were in that game was the first 30 minutes of the game.
Yes, we agree.
Yes. So, okay, we had the opportunity of being able to even play extra time without DR Congo defeating us. We moved into the penalty. The penalty is something that you give to people with their right senses, people with experience, people who could deliver at that particular point in time. What did we see? We had the first, we were the first to shoot. We ballooned the ball into the thing.
Calvin Bassey. I don't think, from what I saw, I don't think that they practice or they train for penalties.
It's not about whether none of them plies their trade here. They all they are foreign players. They have the experience. If you are in such a game, when he was bringing in new players to replace the one-to-ones in the field of play, I thought that he was bringing in. Look at the keeper that DR Congo brought. A minute to the end of the game, they brought in they replaced their keeper. Because he knew that guy had experience about how our keeper did his best.
Yes, he did well.
He did his best. It was the players. We crashed out of that game due to poor management from the technical team. When you look at a game and you see the angle the pendulum appears to be swinging to, you should know who to bring in and who to replace. That we didn't do. Second half, it was as if we were not in the game. The only thing that injected life into the game was about quarter to the end of the first 90 minutes of the game, when we did some of the few changes we made.
Don't you think that part of what affected beyond technical, don't you think that the Super Eagles now appears to be a one-man team? If Victor Osimhen is not there, there's no
immediately Victor Osimhen left the team. There was no motivation, no firing. It was